We are facing not only the worst pandemic of this century but a crisis like never before. Our beliefs have been challenged, our plans for the future have become uncertain, our lifestyle has become unsafe. This makes it even harder for people to fight this deadly virus. For most people out there, these past few months have been nothing but an emotional ride which has impacted their rational state of mind and affected their reactive thinking procedure consequently. This makes it even more important for us to understand the world that we are going to walk through in when this virus and the destruction it has caused have settled. We must be prepared for that world and ready to take it head on. Number 10. Hygiene. Even though they say that old habits die hard, but trust me when I say that the masks are here to stay for a long time. In these past few months, we all have witnessed an increase in awareness in people regarding their hygiene in public but also personal spaces. This also contributed to containing the disease to an extent in most countries and will further play a role in restricting its transmission in the future. But most people are preferring to continue using them. They are also observing and advocating for hand washing, and these habits can stay way after the lockdown has been lifted. Hence, we can expect better hygiene worldwide. It is also observed that people are expected to be unintentionally concerned around the aged and elderly to protect both of them. Number 9. Technology. Whoever claimed that technology and digitalization was the future, was probably right. Something new that we all witnessed and was amazed at how conveniently everyone used the technology to their use. With everyone and everything locked down, it was only natural that everyone shifted to online working and learning. Technology made it possible for them to work and learn with the same enthusiasm but from the safety of their homes. And technology may become even more important at this age. A post-COVID world will see the shattering of all the regulations, barriers and restrictions to online tools, providing everyone with the greatest opportunity to live their lives online and adapt to the digital world in the smoothest way possible. It will also pave the way for a healthier online lifestyle, providing us with an opportunity to reflect on what kind of community we can build from the palm of our hands. Number 8. Insurance. After every war comes a post-war period when the desire for rebirth is the strongest. People would do anything to not experience what they went through again. They will stock their pantry, they will look out for the smallest cause of the disturbance. That is why it is expected that in a post-COVID world, insurance will play a role central than ever, as people will look for certainty in most aspects of their lives. In the past, people may have avoided the hard conversations surrounding risk and its mitigation, but they will want to have it now. They will actively try to protect themselves if these uncertain times ever arise in the future again. Hedging will be considered a wise and necessary decision. At that time, the insurance industry will also limit its exposure to protect themselves. Number 7. Home bias. 21st century witnessed a decrease in the home bias, a bias of low risk for what is closer to home. Before the COVID-19, we enjoyed a sense of trust in the world that we took for granted. We could travel anywhere on Earth, we could buy anything we want, we could meet with anyone we like. But that changed in the past few months, and so does our faith in the globalized world. Now investors might start investing close to home, and it might take them a lot of time to regain the trust they have lost, but is sure that the COVID-19 will leave us in a world that is less open, less prosperous, and less free. It might also affect our definition of patriotism as we start recognizing the effort and sacrifice of doctors and nurses as we do of the veterans. About time we start understanding patriotism more as cultivating the health and life of our community, rather than blowing up someone else's. Number 6. Trust. As mentioned above, we lost the trust that we had in this world and the way it was working before this deadly virus caused havoc in our lives and changed it forever. It will take a lot of effort and time for the leadership to win the trust of the people again, because it was their incompetent leadership along with the deadly virus that has put humanity on such a new, uncertain path. It will take even more time for people to trust their surroundings and the people around them. It will be long before people welcome a stranger in their home or spontaneously visit a new place. Number 5. Workspaces. Sonali Rastogi, founding partner of architecture firm Morphogenesis, says, "I feel we may go back to smaller offices with cabin-like structures. All this will affect not only how we design offices, but also homes. Business centers in shared living complexes are a possibility. More TVs in the home, as they will become video conferencing tools, and what is a conference table during the day becomes a dining table at night." This pandemic has contributed to the biggest and successful experiment conducted regarding the work from home, making it the new normal. People have realized that the only distance between wearing a tie every morning and commuting for an hour each day and effectively working from the comfort of your home only requires downloading an app or two and permission from your boss. It will be hard to put the genie back in the lamp. It is expected that remote hiring will become the norm and so will be the remote work. Companies are now more open than ever to allow their employees to work from home, which can also lead to less office space in the future. We will be witnessing a shift towards skills over geography, eventually making the workforce worldwide more diverse and stronger. Number 4. Education. The change we saw over the past few months in terms of education is not likely to revert when the virus has settled. We may see a shift towards a blended learning environment that includes learning in the classroom and online, rather than solely focusing on one. It has also paved the path for society to treat internet connectivity as a necessity rather than a luxury. What we need to understand is that virtual education is a powerful tool capable of reducing the distance and allowing students to learn in new and interesting manners. But we also need to take the relevant steps to support its growth and fill the loopholes currently existing, once everything returns to normal. Number 3. Politics. The political scenario is bound to change when everything returns to normal, the process of which has already been initiated. The change might not be drastic at first, but it will have a huge impact on the world in the years that follow. People have already lost trust in their leadership and we may witness political uprising in more countries than we'd like. Globally, we may witness China presenting itself as an alternative to the United States, and we may see a move away from US-centric globalization to more China-centric globalization. Furthermore, COVID-19 may have weakened our faith in an interconnected world personally, but the need for it on the global political state in now more than ever. Even then, we will possibly see an urge for autonomy and independence. Number 2. Economy. We will be facing a serious recession and a fragile economy when we walk in the post-COVID world, and a single factor will solely make it hard for us to settle and look towards the future. The economic side effects of the global pandemic have been visible in the lockdown as well, with more people filing unemployment than ever in history, companies shutting down their plants, firing their employees, and reporting mind-blowing losses. But this is only the tip of the iceberg. In history, in times of recession, government intervenes and saves the day, but it can't happen this time, as a recovering economy would mean more production, and more production would be synonymous to more people returning to work, which they don't want, to contain the deadly disease. Moreover, companies may not prefer all the supplies from the same country or even a company. They would want to diversify and may bend towards local suppliers even at high costs. Number 1. Healthcare. This pandemic did a lot of things, along with highlighting the shortcomings of the neglected healthcare systems around the world. The developed and developing nations struggled side by side as their healthcare structures crippled. But on the brighter side, it started a debate on the whole system which may pave way for a drastic change in our perception of healthcare. Governments will need to quantify their needs and demands and act accordingly. It may become digitalized, but the chances of it happening are very thin. Regulations will be made to ensure a safe and healthy environment for health workers. It will become an election issue in the future around the world.